Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading. I hope you're doing well. Before we really dive into this, I want to mention that I did get a new microphone. So if anything sounds a little weird, like if it's too loud or too quiet, please let me know. I did mess around with the settings on my end. It sounds fine to me, but that doesn't mean it'll sound good to you as a viewer. So if there's something wrong, please let me know. I would really appreciate it. For the reading, oh my goodness, these cards. We're doing the usual. We're looking at you and a person you're dealing with and some sort of situation you're either going through together or with each other, you know. So yeah, let's just do one more, they said, and we're gonna get right into it. Cut your deck. No, they said they want it up here. There we go. Interesting. Middle of the deck, Queen of Swords. That's an interesting place to start. That is a driving force here, and it feels like I want the truth and I don't want any bullshit, and I want it now. But we'll get the rest of your cards and see where that energy is coming from. There we go. Bottom of the deck, Two of Wands. So it's kind of like wanting to know where to go, where this is at, wanting to be upfront and honest about where the future is going, like how they see this, I want to say. Which is interesting. It really looks like a talk. The talk, maybe even for some of you. Let's see, your person is feeling Knight of Pentacles. They don't want to screw this up. They want to do this right. They want to make sure everything is good and kosher. And yeah, that's pretty much it. They want to make sure this is done and done right. Unfortunately, it's kind of taking a while, but I feel like they're not willing to make any mistakes. I just said the reason they're feeling this way is Page of Pentacles. It does feel like they've been trying to learn. I just want to say, like, your preferences. They're learning something here. They want to make sure it's up to your standards. Interesting. But, like, they are putting effort into this. They are wanting to make sure that if this is going to be done, it's going to be done right. So it's kind of interesting here that up top is kind of like the conversation, you know, where do you see this going? And don't bullshit me because I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking at this Queen of Swords, and it's a little bit of like a kind of impatience on her face. I don't know if you can really pick that up through the camera, but I don't know, I just keep hearing it's time, it's about time, you know what I mean? So I don't know. The action that this person is likely to take towards you is Eight of Swords. They're not really going to take an action. But I feel like I just heard biding their time. But I almost wonder if it's been too long, or if it's going to be too long at this point. What they hope to accomplish by this non-action. Five of Swords. Again, it's kind of a sense of biding time, trying to get everything together. I mean, there is a little sense of overthinking here and maybe some arguments, but I feel like they're still in the process of gathering with those two swords on the ground. Which is interesting. I'm going to clarify here. We're going to start with the Eight of Swords. There we go. Sorry, I want more. I'm getting cards out. I'm just looking at them and I'm just like, there needs to be a little more here. Oh, no, Spirit is just telling me that's what they're saying. There needs to be more what? More what? There needs to be more. More what? Effort? Money? Okay, so clarifying, just to get you on the same page that I'm on. I'm kind of moving ahead without you. I'm sorry. Clarifying the Eight of Swords, we have Four of Wands and Queen of Pentacles. So Four of Wands is one of those cards of commitment, of celebration, is one of those marriage cards. And we have Queen of Pentacles here. So it's almost kind of like saying, waiting till you're ready. Because, I mean, this would be your energy, Virgo. This is Earth energy. Waiting till you're ready. But there's also this... clarifying on that point where it was just there needs to be more going over my head. I got the Moon, the King of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. And what comes through here is kind of a fear that there isn't enough money. You know? I mean, it's just Pentacles. And also kind of worried that if there isn't enough money, are they your equal? You know what I mean? Can they stand on the same level as you? That's kind of what's coming through. So it's kind of more that it's more, how do I want to put this? It's not that whatever this is couldn't be done now. It's more like they're just holding themselves back. Because again, it still feels like they're trying to get themselves together there with that Five of Swords. There's a lot of thought and a lot of overthinking. I want to say sometimes the Five of Swords comes through as arguments to me, but that doesn't really feel like an argument between the two of you. It feels more like they're fighting with themselves. What is this Five of Swords, please? Temperance and the Empress. So yeah, they're trying to find their balance, I want to say, to find their abundance as well. You know, trying to find whatever it is that will make them feel like you're equal is what's coming through. Bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. Underneath that, Three of Swords and Eight of Swords. So, I mean, there's absolutely love here, but they're holding themselves back because it feels like there's something they're telling themselves isn't ready yet. They're not ready. There's not enough, you know? How are you feeling in this, Virgo? You're feeling Two of Swords. You just want to know what the heck is going on. That's kind of what I feel. And it's coming through more of like, how do I deal with this? You know, where do we take this from here? Tell me about this Two of Swords, please. Virgo's feelings in this situation. First card is Seven of Wands. And it's kind of feeling like wanting to protect yourself. But it almost kind of feels like, you know, you need to rip that blindfold off and be a little more fair with that Six of Pentacles, which is interesting. Nine of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck, and what Spirit just wanted me to ask you is, are you afraid of losing your independence? Whatever this means to you, because there's the World underneath that. Come on. And then the Emperor, and then the Devil. Like, is this something you're currently confronting? Trying to close out a cycle, trying to loosen a bit of control, you know? It almost feels like you're at a crossroads yourself. So maybe you don't fully notice what's going on with your person. They're trying to keep doing things the proper way, and you're just trying to focus on being a little more open and a little more fair, you know? Which is maybe where this conversation kind of stems from, this need to know, where is this going? What are we doing? Kind of energy. Action is Virgo likely to take. King of Cups. I really like this. This is opening yourself up. It's kind of like being vulnerable, but not too vulnerable, you know? Just kind of being open and honest and mature about how you're feeling in all of this. Which is really sweet. I do like that. So the future here then is Four of Pentacles. And Four of Pentacles is a good card for stability. Which, I mean, earth signs kind of thrive on. And it feels kind of like building that together, you know? Clarify this Four of Pentacles for us, please. Okay. We got one that I'll take, but there is like throughout like 12 more cards. We'll start with the Nine of Cups, but I do want more. Nine of Cups is telling you this is something that you've always wanted. It's definitely a wish fulfillment. So I think this is the two of you coming to that stable ground where there isn't really uncertainty anymore, where you're not really worried about how things are going to end up, right? Again, having Queen of Swords, that conversation, discussing what sort of commitment is here, if anything, and kind of trying to bring a lighter energy to this in the Knight of Wands sense, where you're both a little more open and a little more free and not so worried about talking about where you want things to go and how you want things to be built. It feels, because I'm just looking at like on the one hand, these look like stairs in the background of the Hierophant, but for some reason it's also coming through as a tower to me, like building your tower, right? Starting with the foundation and building up and out, you know, something that is going to stand the test of time, which I really like. This is actually very beautiful, Virgo, like seriously. Yeah, I feel like there is something in your person where there are some worries and they're maybe not really telling you about them. And I feel like you're kind of working on your own. I just heard insecurities there. So whatever that is, however that resonates. Let's get you some oracle cards here. But I do see communication happening, opening up and talking about this. So I feel like so you both are on the same page as to where this is going. Holy moly. These don't want to cooperate with me for you, Virgo. Okay. I'll take that. I like this. Gratitude. Focus on the things that you do have rather than the things you don't or can't have. Gratitude is another form of prayer. Practice daily. Appreciate everything and everyone in your life. So I feel like the two of you are kind of on the same page as to your feelings for one another. But I think with the worry on your end and the worry on their end, I think it doesn't necessarily need to be there. Like, I think both of you kind of need to open your eyes and recognize what you already have and grow from that point together. Okay? Where else am I going here? Okay. Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle. For Virgo, please. The Well Watcher. Wisdom and power of the divine. So, I like this. Also at the bottom of the deck, the Web Weaver. Synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. So there's definitely something here that spirit, that the divine wants you to know, wants you to open up about. It's really interesting that, like, spirit is just saying talk to one another. Yeah. Bottom of the deck for Animal Spirit Oracle is Rabbit Spirit. Now is the lucky time. That's fantastic. And then you have here Porcupine Spirit, Time for a Beginner Mind, where it's kind of like see things from each other's perspective, almost. Don't think of things as to what you already know. Kind of get rid of the bias in your head so that whenever this conversation happens, you're not like, well, that's silly. To them, it's not silly, you know, and there's a reason for that. So you also have here Bat Spirit, or Rebirth is Assured. So whatever this is, like, your person's kind of like holding back and you're kind of trying to figure out your own stuff and like where this is going. And then this conversation where I want the truth and I want it now. Where's this going? Whatever this is, it's kind of feeling a little rough and rocky right now, but this is here to say that things are going to get better. And I do see them getting better. Like, the Four of Pentacles is the future, is a solid foundation, right? And it's building that solid foundation together. So I think this is beautiful, Virgo. I really do. So that's your message. If it resonated, please drop a like down below. Lets me know as a tarot reader I've tapped into your energies, which is very important for me because I do strive to give the most accurate message that I possibly can. If it didn't resonate, check out your moon, rising, and Venus sign as well. There might be something in one of those that resonates a little better. I find sometimes, depending on who I'm listening to, like my rising sign will resonate a little better than my sun sign. But yeah, take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one.